If you have somebody doing your SEO who's different from running your ads, guess what? Your ads and your SEO both link back to your website. So it's either A, your ads people are hosting your funnels for you, meaning you don't even own your own funnels. And when you leave that marketing company, you're now back to square one. So that's a problem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Raving Patients Podcast. As you know, I'm your host, Dr. Len Tau, and as I begin every episode, I like to thank my three sponsors, Dental Intelligence, CallRail, and Net32 for their continued support, allowing me to come to your inbox every single Friday at 5 a.m. with a new episode. I also want to remind everybody about my event, Supercharge Your Dental Practice, September 25th through 27th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Pier 66. We're going to start making announcements on who the lucky speakers are, and you can check out superchargeyourdentalpractice.com to find out more information and to register for this great event. You can use the code RAVING, R-A-V-I-N-G, to save $100 on your registration. Today's episode is called AI and Dentistry, How Practices Will Get Found Over the Next Decade. My guest is Evan Maass from DentistOffices.com. And I'm really excited to have Evan on, and I'm going to read his bio so everybody knows kind of what he does. Evan is the founder and CEO of DentistOffices.com, one of the fastest growing dental lead generation platforms. He's also the owner of various technology, marketing, and software companies. He's worked with companies like IBM, HP, and even the NFL. In his spare time, he also handles the business side of his wife's dental office. So please welcome to the Raving Patients Podcast, Evan Maass. Evan, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
I'm excited to dive a little bit deeper into the AI conundrum. As we know, there are some people out there who are promoting it, I would say, the way it should be, and there's others who are kind of giving AI, I don't want to say a black eye, but putting too much information, respect into what AI can do, and it's not the end-all be-all at this point. So, to begin with, let's talk about you first. Why don't you tell, for those that don't know who you are, why don't you tell the audience, listeners and viewers, a little bit about you and how you help dental practices right now?
Awesome. Yeah, I'll try to keep it quick. I could go on for a few hours, but essentially, I am the founder of DentistOffices.com. We started as a smart directory, and now we're just full-blown lead generation. It's performance marketing, where we do our best to help practices grow without the risk. That's what we're all about. And beyond that, you know, I'm in the dental world, been in the dental world for about a decade now. From marketing to tech, everything from integrating imaging software to trying to figure out all the terminology over the last 10 years and, made some progress, and I love it, and I'm here to stay.
Well, that's good. And for those that don't know about your offering, can you just touch briefly on what DentistOffices.com is?
Yeah. So we have 150,000 practices currently in our database. We have 13,000 active practices that are using our platform. You can create a profile on our website, and you can add before and after photos. You can add in your locations, your doctors. You can put in their certifications, and we're essentially a search engine to help patients find the perfect dentist. And beyond that, people say, well, nobody's going to DentistOffices.com to search for a dentist? That's the joy of it. And, I don't know who else I want to, if I can mention my competitors here, but there's a few other companies that have done very well in this, and it's because they have such a wide reach, and we have hundreds and thousands, millions of pages that give us a really high authority with Google. So we can get keywords that your office couldn't normally get, and then we're able to place patients with your office. So that's what makes our offer a little bit different. And we have a few different options for dentists. You can sign up. We have a $199 a month premium where you are listed at the top of the directory. We also have a referral partnership program, which is for qualifying practices. You have to maintain over a 4.6 stars on Google. You can only have one negative review per I think it's per 100 reviews on our platform, and you have to be in network with at least some insurance and place implants. And if you fit that, that's where you become eligible for our performance-based marketing, where it's $99 per booking. However, if the patient doesn't show, you don't pay. So that's kind of what sets us apart.
Got it. So, I mean, another directory, and I'll mention it. ZocDoc is a the behemoth in the industry. Let's say they've been around forever. Their pricing model has changed over the years. You used to, pay a fee. I think it was like $300 a month. Now it's they pay per patient, whether they show or not. So you have your own model, and you have certain requirements to be on there. But that would be a competitor of yours, basically.
Yes, yeah. I didn't want to say, but yes, thank you for saying it. ZocDoc is the one, but we do things a little bit differently. Being that we're dentist-owned, aside from me, we have 3 other dentists on the board. We also are an AGD PACE program provider. We offer CE. We also have all forms. We have AI agents for answering agents. We're trying to roll out new technology every day, and our job is just to help practices grow. So there's a lot that we offer, and it's kind of hard to go over in this small section, but it's something that people can reach out to me, and I'm happy to help.
Well, I think that's important because, again, this really wasn't about your product. It's really about dental marketing, the future of marketing, with AI being such a prominent feature nowadays. So let's shift gears now, and obviously if people have questions about what you can do for them, they can reach out and find out more. But let's talk about AI, let's talk about marketing. So what do you, obviously your wife's a dental practice owner, you are in the marketing space. So what are your thoughts on the current state of dental marketing in the dental industry?
That's actually kind of what brought this up. When my wife purchased her office, and after working with some group practices, I started seeing what a lot of these companies were doing. And a lot of us are already familiar. It's a story as old as time. People are paying for SEO. They're not getting anything. They don't know what they're getting. They never rank any higher for anything, but they keep paying every month for something that they don't know what it is. And then when they complain about it, they're sent a graph that's definitely going up, and they have a lot of numbers. And these numbers are great, but their patient count still stays under 30 patients a month, and they don't know why. So now they think, well, SEO doesn't work. So then they go over to ads, and they find a Google Ads guy who doesn't know how to properly target. And now you're showing up for implant trials and wasting tens of thousands of dollars on free implants and free this, free that, implant grants, because they don't know how to do negative keywords, because marketing takes time. It's expensive. Everybody wants to save money, so it was a race to the bottom in marketing, just like it was in the full arch space on the dentistry side. Everybody's looking to save money. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. I wanted to come in to educate and to help people to understand fact from fiction. What true SEO is versus what scam SEO is. How is AI going to bring us forward versus, is it really that important right now? There's a lot to discuss on that side.
Well, there is, and I'm sure we can do multiple podcasts about this topic. So I want to dig a little bit deeper, knowing that if we need to schedule a second one, we will schedule a second one, because I think there is a lot of positives about AI. I think there's some negatives with that are put out there about AI. So let's begin this by asking the question: is what role do you think AI is playing in dental marketing as we speak now? And again, just so people are aware, this is being recorded in January of 2026. The episode's releases in February, so it's literally a month after the episode's releasing. So this is not recorded, in 2025. We're very current right now. So where do you think AI plays a role? Where do you think it's not ready for yet? I'm just curious your thoughts on this.
So I'm probably a very good one to give an unbiased perspective on this, because I spent a year developing AI answering agents, put heart and soul into them, and we have one of the best ones around, and it works great. And guess what? I don't sell it. Don't buy it. Don't do it, because it doesn't work. It's better than voicemail, but it is not there yet. The models aren't there yet. And I do have practices on it, and they love it, right? And I hear this all day long, though. It's AI answering it's not the way right now, right? And if the people who sell it, they try to sell you the hopes and dreams of it, but it's hurting. I just had a practice, and I made a post about this, that had 16 no-shows on 16 full arch consults. And what changed to cause that? Well, it was outbound AI bookings for lead follow-up, right? So that's one way that AI is kind of jumping into marketing, and it's on the answering side. I don't think it's ready. However, AI is very, very good at helping to differentiate between keywords, what's out there versus so in SEO, we have a difficulty for certain keywords and search intents, and then we have a volume, so we know how much traffic it's getting. You can use AI to calculate these ratios, thousands of keywords over. You can also use it to help infer intent, because that's how these search engines and the AIs work now. It's not so much a specific keyword as it is the overall idea of what somebody's trying to search. And AI is helping us to automate those processes and to better target, for both ads and for organic SEO.
So just to paraphrase what you said, and if I'm wrong, please tell me, is that your AI agents that are answering phones, you don't think are quite ready for prime time, let's call it, okay? But the AI search, AI, those types of things from that perspective, keyword search, that is a much better option for practices to focus on.
Correct.
As we speak now.
Yeah, and I do think that there is room for AI answering. It's just in practice, it's not there yet, right? That's just what we've seen. And it's across multiple agents. And there might be some out there that are doing better, right? I'm not bashing every AI agent. And there is a spot for them, but they're not replacing the front desk anytime soon. That's the way I see it. Well, maybe within a year, but not today.
Got it. No, and I don't disagree with you on that. I think there's a if you're struggling to get phones answered, I think if you're overwhelmed, I think there's a good place in the funnel or the aspect of marketing to assist with that. But I don't think you can take your front desk person and say, you know what, you don't need a job anymore. I'm going to hire an AI agent and answer the phone calls. I don't think that's where it's ready for yet.
It lands somewhere between voicemail and a person, right? That's
Correct.
where I say it's better than voicemail, not as good as a real person. It's also better for new patients than it is for existing patients. So that's why you have to be very careful about the AI technologies you select to bring into your practice. But we're seeing it all over. AI is the future. We all know it. I'm not anti-AI by any extent. You just have to be selective.
It's funny you mentioned about the AI agents and new patients versus existing patients. I spoke to a practice down here in South Florida, and of course, I'm dealing with negative reviews or dealing with reviews, positive reviews. They reached out to me because they were getting bad reviews about their AI agent and how horribly he was answering the phones. And they said, what do you think we should do about it? And the obvious is just stop using it. But there are bad reviews written specifically by the patients about how bad that AI agent was. Mm-hmm. So that's the negative effect of these AI agents. If you have the one that's not answering the phone really well, or there's a lot of delay, which happens a lot, it takes them a long time to answer the questions. It gets very frustrating for patients. Those are the ones who are going to go online and talk about it, which can negatively affect you in that sense.
Yeah, background noise that's causing the AI to stop in the middle of its speaking. Now, just a quick tip for anybody listening. One solution we found where if you are hell-bent on having your AI agent, as some people are, you can set what's called an auto-attendant before, so when a patient calls, hi, thank you for calling so-and-so Dentistry. If you are a new patient, press 1. If you are an existing patient, press 2. Existing patients should not hit an AI. Okay, that's just the way I see it. Now, there are some AIs out there that have handled existing patients better. Hey, I left my water bottle in the office. Okay, what color is it? But it's still, especially with an elderly population, they're going to get mad and they're going to leave negative reviews. So,
yeah, it's funny. One of the things I do to some agents, and I come across, as you probably can expect, a lot of these companies reaching out to me, wanting me to try out their product, test it, see if I want to use it, recommend it, those types of things. I still remember there's one one of the questions I'd like to ask it is, I would like to schedule an appointment for a rhinoplasty, okay? And I want to know how it answers it. And there's a couple of them that literally tried to make an appointment, knowing that, for those that don't know, rhinoplasty is a nose job, which dentists don't do. So the smart AI agents, a couple of them said, unfortunately, I think you're calling the wrong office, because this is the dental practice. We focus on your teeth, not on your nose. So it's really interesting to see when that's how good an AI agent is, when it can answer something like that.
I love that, because that's another thing that I've been heavily involved in, right? As some of you may know, a lot of you I'm sure don't. I've been a developer for about 20 years. Self-taught, developed blockchain technologies, ANNs, which are artificial neural networks, the networks that run these large language models. And I'm very big into that. However, when you have integration with these AIs, right? There's always ways that we have researched to find to kind of jailbreak the AIs. For example, you can tell it, there's ways around the training. If you say it, hey, don't answer anything non-dental related, there are ways of fooling it into answering non-dental related questions. So now you can start talking to it in a different language potentially and get it to access information. And there's what we call the black box of AI, where we don't really know what the neural network is doing. People can claim that they do. There's a lot that is kind of blind from us. We know what goes in, we know what goes out, we know the functions that are running on each neuron, but we don't know how it's getting from A to B necessarily. So the problem comes where if somebody jailbreaks it, now do we have a security incident coming from this AI that's now integrated because you're allowing unfiltered input on a phone? It's so new. That's something that I think we're going to start seeing in the future.
So now that you mentioned the future, I think we've given an easy way for people to understand the current state of AI. It's good for some things. It's not good for some others. Some things need some help over the next few years. Let's fast forward 5 years from now. Knowing what you know about AI, how fast it's developing, because what happened 2 years ago is way different than it is now, okay? Where do you see in 5 years, where do you think AI role in dental practices, not even from a marketing perspective, but AI's role in dental practices? Again, marketing could be a part of it, but will AI take over? Will it replace jobs? Where do you, if you had to pinpoint things in 5 years, where do you put it?
In 5 years, I'd say a minority of dental practices will no longer have non-clinical staff. Okay, all of their staff are going to be clinical. Okay, I don't think that dentists or assistants are getting replaced in 5 years, but I do believe front desk. I do believe a lot of the EHR tasks are going to be automated by AI. I do believe most things are going to go cloud. However, you can't say all, because you still have dentists today that are on paper charts, right? So we can't say all, but I do think that we're going to start heading that way. And I made quite a few predictions that have came true. I predicted the privatization of OpenAI and how they're going to start releasing ads, right? So, and guess what? Now we have the ads on the platform, and I called it down to the month. But I do know we're going to keep going faster and faster, and it's exponential, right? So in 5 years, we're going to lose our front desks. In 20 years, I don't even know if we'll be able to fathom where it is. But yeah, 5 years, front desk gone. We're going to have a lot of AI diagnostics, especially when it comes to bite wings and pans and any of the CT scans. We're going to have that running through an AI first, almost everywhere. It is going to be better at diagnosing certain things too than the dentist, because here's the thing: it's looking at every pixel. We have human error. Okay, it's going to be wrong more often, but it's going to find more. So it's still going to need that human input, that professional doctor input, but we're going to have a lot of time saved from the AIs that act as intermediaries between the patient and the doctor.
And then what about from right now, you obviously have many people going to Google and saying, who is the best dentist near me, or, dentist near me, they type into a Google search and your practice is ranking there. I think it's just the beginning, but patients are now using these AI agents to say who is the best dentist near me, and they're using that to find, or they're asking about a specific office and getting a lot of information out there. Where do you see that fix changing in 5 years? Will nobody be doing Google anymore? So I'm curious your perspective on that.
Google's too big to allow themselves to fail. And it's the same thing, right? We're looking at how we're going to be taking advantage of that. Right now, AI search is not moving the needle, okay? It's still Google. In 5 years, AI is going to be a lot heavier, right? We're going to start seeing that swap probably around year 3 from, 2029. We'll start seeing that complete loss of power in traditional search. But Google's not dumb. They're going to be integrating it, and they're not going to lose their business model. okay, they can afford to take over OpenAI and then incorporate a search engine into it. They're going to find a way to allow organic rankings, and they're going to find a way to allow paid rankings, and they're going to maintain that. So that being said, generative AI is still using Google, right? And that's something that some people put misinformation out on, that, oh, it doesn't matter what your SEO is, AI is completely unique. It's not true. They both use similar signals: authority signals, trust signals, and search is a little bit more quick to update than AI because the models need to update. But what a lot of people don't understand is that these language models are still using what's called SERP API, which is what reaches out to the search engines. So like if you're asking, hey, what's the best dentist in Las Vegas, Nevada? They're gonna usually run a search and they're gonna say, okay, these 3 rank top, we'll show that. But then sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it uses its internal training. So it all depends, and it depends on the model you're using. Every model does it differently. So I do think, though, within 3 years, it's going to flip, and everybody needs to be future-proofing for AI visibility.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember how I used to, and I've been teaching dental marketing for a very long time. Obviously, people know me for reviews, but I've been in marketing space even longer than that. And I would always talk about how, if you ask Siri who the best dentist is, it uses Apple, Yelp reviews. Apple Maps pulls Yelp reviews up. And I would say I never talk to my phone. I never did voice search. Now, all I do is talk to my phone. I voice text, I voice anything, just because it's easier for me than typing everything out. So it's interesting just in a few years how things have transformed. So I can't believe what it's going to look like a couple years from now. So that's really interesting. Do you believe, and this is, I don't think we prepare for this question, but do you believe that reviews are going to continue to play a big role in how these agents are showing or recommending businesses or practices?
Reviews are, and I tell people this, and not because I'm on your podcast, they are the most important thing that you can worry about. User-generated content, UGC, if you ever see me spell it out, because sometimes I fall into the acronym trap, but user-generated content is the future. When I talked about trust signals and authority signals, that's reviews. It's user-generated content. Same with Reddit, right? Reddit is just user-generated content, and they're using that as a form of reviews too. Right? It uses context, and the AIs are reading this. All of the search bots, these crawlers, they go out and they understand what people are saying. And that's what they care about, what people are saying. They don't care what you say. They don't care what the business owner says. They don't care what their sponsors are saying. They care what the people are saying. So yeah, huge part. And I think it's going to get more and more important as time goes on.
That's really interesting that you said it like that. So for those that are not as familiar with Reddit, because Reddit is one of those directories, sites that that may not get as much, in the dental industry especially. Yeah. But I'm curious, I'm on Reddit. I'm a big Aaron Judge collector. I collect Aaron Judge one of ones. I've been featured on Top's website and stuff. And I joined Reddit because a lot of people are using that as a platform to sell these cards, and people tag me in or mention my name in these posts a lot. So I've got on there since then. Other than that, I don't really use it. How can a dental office take advantage of Reddit? Do they create a whatever it's called just to have information about their office and ask people to post on there about their experiences? How can a dental office use Reddit to their advantage is basically what I'm asking.
So how a dentist could do it themselves, it's difficult, right? You can ask your patients, hey, if somebody uses Reddit, go ahead, leave an honest review, right? Go on, feel free to post in r/whatever your city is, okay? Feel free to do that. You can also go in and start commenting your website, your backlinks, and your name on people who are asking about dentists in the area. Now, marketing companies, like for example, we are very big on trying to get, like I said, we have 2 million pages. I need to rank number 1 everywhere. So how do we do that? And this is something I've helped dentists with in the past. You basically need to maintain a large amount of control over Reddit. And there are some other tactics that people have used. For example, by asking a question, you may own the business. And Reddit's very good about peeking out if somebody is trying to self-promote in a hidden way. So you have to be very careful. But if you ask a question in, let's say, r/Las Vegas, r/New York, and you say, hey, any dentists around, and then you go out to your patients who you know leave a review. If you know they have a Reddit account, hey, post me on here, post me on here, post me on here. It works. Now, there are other companies that use bot farms and other things. It can work. But that's a topic for another day, I think.
Oh, interesting. No, I was like I said, I'm not an active Reddit user, so I was curious your thought process on there, because I see it listed as probably one of the most important sites for AI optimization nowadays is Reddit. So that's why I wanted to bring it up.
80% of AI references are coming from the user-generated content on Reddit, because it is such a trustworthy source. It has upvotes, downvotes to go off of. People are very self-policing on Reddit. So even though it's not this huge, I mean, it's a huge community, but even though it's not as big as like Facebook or Instagram, it's more authentic. And that's why AI uses it.
Yeah, it's interesting when because Bird Eye has, and I don't ever really use this platform to talk about Bird Eye, but Bird Eye just released an AI product. It's an AI search product, and it actually tells you how to do better on these AI large language models. And so when I'm doing searches or when I'm doing demos with dentists, I a lot of time will pull up ChatGPT into a search I've done before, and I just say, tell me who the best dentist is in this town, wherever they're located, just to show them how they look. And it's funny because Yelp seems to be a popular citation. They obviously reference Google reviews. Yeah. Bird Eye has a microsite that is all the time cited within the AI agents as a source of content for these answers you give them.
Yeah, you guys are similar. Bird Eye does similar to like what we do.
Yeah. So is that how you think these reviews will play such a huge role moving forward? Is that they're just all these different places are picking them up, and it gives more fuel to these AI agents? Is that why you think reviews are going to be even more important down the road?
Yeah. It's because it's trusted content, right? It's trusted content, and you cannot trust what a business says about itself. So you have to decide. I mean, the number one thing that they're going to take, obviously, is news coverage, right? Non-sponsored news coverage is number one. But dentists don't get featured in the news a lot. There's a few ways you can. We've come up with some interesting ways. And then second to that is reviews. Third to that is, like you said, the Bird Eye microsite, DentistOffices.com, Yelp, ZocDoc, all of us, which is why you need to go and sign up with directories. ZocDoc, I'm not counting a directory. They will cut your lead flow, so be careful with them. But Yelp, Bird Eye, DentistOffices.com, Health Grades, those are 4 great ones to sign up with that you can start getting more exposure into these AIs. The more the AI sees you, the higher it's going to rank you, right? And its reviews are how it's going to decide the word best, right? If you say, hey, what are the dentists closest to me? You might show, even though you have bad reviews. But the AIs are starting to understand, okay, well, this one has a ton of reviews about dental implants. So you can tell the search that you do dental implants, but when all of your reviews mention dental implants, guess what? You're going to start ranking for dental implants, which is one of the benefits that Bird Eye has, where it can kind of help to ensure that the reviews are in line with your SEO and the keywords you're going after.
So, obviously, I help with marketing. I'm focused on reviews. I have referrals for other parts of a marketing, your omnipresence approach to be everywhere, ads, SEO, reviews, those things. There's a lot of marketing companies that, either specialize in one aspect. They're really good at SEO, or they offer you everything possible. And I think that hurts some dentists. Sometimes they sign up with a company who says they can do it all and they really can't. So what questions do you think a dentist should be asking a marketing agency before signing up with them?
So the doing it all part, that's where it is very hard to do it all, because one person can't. But a company isn't just one person. I do believe a marketing company has a duty to ensure that every aspect of their marketing aligns. If you have somebody doing your SEO who's different from running your ads, guess what? Your ads and your SEO both link back to your website. So it's either A, your ads people are hosting your funnels for you, meaning you don't even own your own funnels. And when you leave that marketing company, you're now back to square one. So that's a problem. And it needs to align with your organic presence. So I do think that it really, when it comes to these marketing companies, you need to ask them, one, what do you specialize in? What are your strongest points and what are your weakest points? 2, ask for references and contact info, okay? And don't just take 1, don't just take 2, okay? Take 5. Ask them for the contact info, not just, hey, show me ones you do. Because if you have a marketing company that can produce 5 people that'll speak kindly about them, that's pretty good. And you know what? Just keep asking for that, because that's the reviews too, right? Marketing companies don't get reviews in the same way that a dentist office does, because we don't have localized business profiles. So those references are huge. Beyond that, you also want to ask, what do the owners actually do, right? You need to look. There's a big company that's going under recently, and their owners are all salespeople, which is great. But anybody can start a marketing company. You can go out tomorrow and say, I'm a marketer. Okay, well, what proof do you have? Well, I market for Jane's Diner over here, and they make $1.2 million. Well, Jane's Diner has marketed for themselves forever, and it doesn't really matter, right? So it's very hard to show proof of work in marketing. So you want to find out, what are the credentials of the owner? Are they a developer? Do they understand the technology? If you have an owner of a company that doesn't even understand the basics and the fundamentals of websites, of the design, or whatever it is that they specialize in, it's a problem. And then if they tell you, oh, well, we don't do any of this side, but we do this side, how are they supposed to tell you, what's best for you if they don't even understand the other aspects to marketing? You need to understand the industry and the profession as a whole. And in dentistry, that includes understanding pay-per-click, it includes understanding SEO, it includes understanding web, and that's that. Now, social should be separated off, I think, right? I do think that. So that's a big one. Also, ask them if they do recurring social posts. Ask them, how are you creating these posts? What content are you using, right? If they say, oh, we have great content that we have local that we'll use for you, no. If they say that they're posting once a day, low quality, no. Unless they're sending somebody out to your practice and you got somebody there sending them content, and if they ask you, oh, are you okay taking content, and you haven't done it before, and you're going to answer yes, odds are you're not going to know how to make that content in a way if they're not out there doing it for you, and you're going to end up with stock photo posts, right? So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that, though, because like you're talking about the differences between certain subsects of marketing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I like to use specialists in a lot of cases. So like when someone says, "Hey, Len, I need to do I need SEO," I have someone I use and I've been using for a very long time and has been super successful. That works with a lot of my clients. That they do their main thing is SEO. They do websites because it's obviously necessary, but. Versus somebody who says, hey, Len, I have a great website company, but they suck at ads. Do you have a company that can just do Google ads and meta ads for me? My first question to those two people is, what are you trying to get? What type of patients are you trying to get? If you're trying to get the Invisalign, the implants, the cosmetics, I'm sure that there's definitely companies out there. If you're just doing general dentistry, I wouldn't waste your money. So, I ask a lot of questions, and you know what? Honestly, what the determining factor is most of the time is how much is your budget.
Yeah.
Because there are practices I talk to that literally don't market at all, and they're lucky they want to spend even 1% of their annual revenue, versus those companies that know how, if it's good marketing and how much they can convert, they'll spend upwards of 10% of their revenue on marketing because it just makes that much more money for them. So
it's about return on ad spend, right? And correct. A lot of dentists, they didn't go to business school, unfortunately, and it's hard to cough up $30,000, $40,000 a month. I know a lot of dentists that they ask me, and I have 10, 20 a day asking me questions. And full arch is another thing that I'm very big in, is educating and advertising for full arch dentistry, and it is such a difficult market, and everybody now tries to get in, and they don't understand the intricacies of it, but there's one company out there, they're saying, oh, we'll do full arch marketing for you for $2,000. How are you going to do that when you just can't? You need to spend the money, and and
hopefully the people that are trying to do full arch listen to that, because you can't spend $2,000 and get success with full arch. It's just impossible. The ad spends too much money.
No,
the cost to be found is too expensive. So you have to spend oodles and oodles of money.
And there's no secret sauce, and that's the thing. These people think like, oh, this guy has some secret that the others don't. There isn't. It's about competence, it's about understanding of the field, and it's about responsiveness, right?
It's how well it's how well your office converts those leads as well. Because remember, it's not only the marketing company could be sending leads to you. The leads could be bad, but if they're good and you're not handling them properly, you're not getting results. You're going to blame the marketing company. It's not the marketing company's fault.
Correct. And but now there's other marketing companies that follow up on the leads for you. But then that's also moving stuff out of your control too. You need to hold your stuff like an asset. SEO is an asset. Your AI, references and citations, those are an asset that are going to pay out for eternity. Your reviews are assets that are going to pay out for eternity, right? Ads, one and done. There's still a return, and I'm not saying don't do ads. You should definitely do ads if you want to grow quickly, but you need to maintain your own assets. Own your website. Ask people. That's another thing right there that I might go off on a tangent of. One question to ask your marketing company if they're building you a website is, do I own the rights to my website that you are making for me for $79.99 a month? Or are you going to tell me I own it and then in 3 years not give it to me when I realize that you don't know how to do the SEO that you're selling for $79.99 a month? Just a random number I'm putting out there.
I agree. No, I agree with you on that. I think you have to use a company that you can own the content on. I think ads are a short-term play. I think the SEO and those types of things are a long-term play. Yep. The better you do long-term, the less money you have to spend on advertising. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So we're over on time, and we can always have another episode because I think that we can talk for hours on this stuff.
Yeah, I went a little off from the AI side.
That's fine. Hey, this is great. I love when it happens. But I do want to grab a couple of minutes of your time for these different questions I ask on them, these lightning round questions, because I think it's fun to pick your brain on these things. But the most important thing for this, though, Evan, is to make sure they're really fast answers, because I want to get through 8 to 10 of them. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. So let's see what we got here. How do you define success?
Impact. The amount of impact that you make on the world.
Okay. How do you capture and keep track of ideas? Do you keep a notebook? Do you do voice memos?
I have an astounding memory, all in my head.
That's good, like me. Which three adjectives describe your strengths?
Adjectives. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be oh man, that's a hard one. Problem solving is one of my biggest strengths. I don't know if that's an adjective, so that's
works for me.
Off. Problem solving, inventiveness, and creativity.
Okay. How do you distinguish yourself from your competitors?
Well, I have the largest lead gen platform that's strictly dental that there is. My history is very, very unique from the things that I've accomplished with cryptocurrency and the waves I've made in that field. I believe that there's very few that can do what I do.
All right. When you were a kid, what was the first thing you wanted to be when you grew up?
Garbage man.
There's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
I was 3.
Yeah. Describe Mondays for you in one word.
Oh, I love them. Feels love.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Do you have a hard time telling people no?
No.
What else do we got here? If you had a chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently?
I'd have started my businesses even sooner than I did.
Okay. Has anybody in your network been important to your journey?
Oh, yeah. Glenn Vode, John Simon, Paul Goodman, Gretchen Galvin, my wife, Jason Jones. I got a few of them. Okay.
All right. That's good. Do you have a favorite business podcast?
Business podcast. I don't really watch any business podcasts, no.
All right. Who would you love to collaborate with, and what would you love to collaborate on?
Who would I love to collaborate with? Oh, I mean, it's not really marketing related, but I'd love to get into some AI development stuff with Tesla. Help them fix up some of their issues with their self-driving cars. They got some work to do over there.
All right, two last questions. First question is, what have you learned from the most successful person you know?
Oh wow. Okay. Don't be afraid to take risk. Do not be afraid to bring on a team faster than you think you're ready to do so, or you will always end up overextended.
I like that one. Last question, and I ask this of everybody. It's the last question I ask. I just think it's a cool question. What subscription, so something you pay for either monthly or annually, okay? What subscription, it could be business or personal, okay? What subscription is something you cannot live without?
Something I cannot live without.
Something you pay for monthly or annually. It could be personal too, remember, so.
Yep. I'm honestly going to say it's going to have to be ChatGPT.
Okay. I thought that's what you would say, so yes.
Yeah, ChatGPT or Claude Code. Claude. Let's say Claude.
Got it. Yeah, a lot of people say Amazon. They say, any of these note-taking apps. I mean, so it's interesting what people say. So, well, this was a lot of fun. We will definitely do this again because I think we can probably do 5 episodes on the things that we wanted to talk about. But I wanted to give a really good overview for people about the things that you wanted to share your experiences with. If people have questions, if people want to learn more about DentistOffices.com, what's the best way they can find out more information? How do they reach you? Why don't you give your contact information?
Okay, so I'm very active on Facebook, Evan Maass, Maass. I think it's on the screen. You can also, don't send me an email. I'm actually going to give my cell number here. Is that a good idea? Let's do that.
I do it all the time too. So
okay, awesome. Then feel free to shoot me a text. Try not to give a call out of the blue, but 716-334-2744. Shoot me a text. Ask any questions you want. My advice is free. I'm here to help. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, but always here to help. I had a guy call me on a contract issue the other day, and we had an hour conversation on how to get out of a bad contract. So, anything you need, I'm here to help.
So and if they want to check out more about DentistOffice.com, go to DentistOffices.com and they can find that information there, obviously.
Yep. DentistOffices.com/ad is how you add your practice to the platform. 100% free. Okay, it is going to try to sell you something at the end, but you just click the free one and see how you like it. You'll even if you get 5 patients a month from the free account, it's something. So get on, sign up, and you'll be able to see a lot of what we have going on and what we're bringing in the future because we got some big things in the works.
Well, this is great, guys. For those that listening or viewed it, watched it, I apologize that we went long, which is not my normal, but I thought that we were having such a good conversation. I didn't want to end it early, and we'll probably have Evan back on at another point to further converse about these things because he has an unbiased opinion, and I appreciate him sharing his opinion. We're both New Yorkers, so that's probably why we do that. So, but if you have any questions, you want to pick Evan's brain, as I like to call it, he gave you a cell phone number, please reach out. If you think some of your colleagues would appreciate what Evan had to say, please share the podcast, like us, review us, do everything you can. Thank the sponsors, Dental Intelligence, CallRail, and Net32 for their support. And as I end every single one of these episodes, remember, your reputation matters. Until the next one, Evan, thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
Thanks for having me.